seen on the 2/3 Thursdays, 2/3 Thursday. One more day away from the so-called Friday. Well, one more day away from the Sabbath. I want to say shalom to all my brothers and sisters. Hope everyone had a good week. I had a pretty rough week. Damn devil worked the hell out of me. But it's all good. The Most High is providing. And that's what's important. Well, one of the things that are important to me, a lot of people in this country are not cutting it. I don't know if you're watching the financial news, but hey, man, this is a lot happening in this country, man. A lot of things are happening in this country, and a lot of people are not making ends meet, man. I'm hearing some horrific stories in regards of finances. A lot of people are just not cutting it. But this is why we're blessed, man. This is why you should count your blessings and consider you could be in a far worse position than a lot of your brothers and sisters and even the heathens. This is the day of this is the time of the Bible, man. America is divided, left against right. Trump versus Biden is it. But I'll be right back with you. Yeah, this is that time, man. The world is changing right before our eyes so fast, man. And, I bring it up every once in a while. I'm not going to be long because I got to go to work in the morning. I'm doing a new thing, a Thursday thing. But again, the world is changing right before our eyes, man. And the evil and the things that the Most High hates are being justified right before our eyes. You see what's happening in Virginia, man? They're trying to push these damn laws where they can indoctrinate the kids, and the government has control of the kids' sexuality. They're trying to pass a law where they can go to your children and question if your son is happy being a boy and if your daughter is happy being a girl. And the parents are fighting back, and it's not just in one state. It's a couple of states. It's a couple of states, and I can't blame them. I can't blame the parents. See, this is what I'm saying. A lot of the Edomites, meaning so-called white people, put my face up for this, man. A lot of Edomites, so-called white people, they're not going. They have certain biblical values. I'm not saying that they're going to be saved and side by side with us in the kingdom of heaven. I'm not saying that. They have certain biblical values and a lot of things they're not tolerating. A lot of things they're not tolerating. And the government is in your face showing you in black and white with perfect clarity that the system is ran by Satan and is against anything that's of the Bible, man. Anything that's against the Bible. This is why you see so many negatives being portrayed in your face that are against the scriptures. I'm not saying it. I'm saying these things are against scripture. And if you believe in scripture and if your spirit is in scripture, you're going to be mad. You're going to have a problem with issues like this. You're going to have an issue, especially if you believe in the laws of the Most High, if you believe what's written in the scriptures. You're going to have a problem, a serious problem with a lot of what's being pushed on the people today. Mainly our people. I'm mainly concerned with our people. And, we try to look at the good things and how, the good things of our people. We got to look at that negative too, because that negative is strong. And the negative always seems to spill over into the doorsteps of us, man. It always seems to do that. And you better believe that there's an agenda, a wicked, negative agenda to destroy us as a people. Yeah. A wicked, negative agenda. But everybody's suffering, man. You see, I watch a lot of financial news, and I like to, see how the market is doing and uh, what stocks to kind of purchase, and crypto also. XRP is down to like 57 cents now. Everybody thought it was going to boom up. XRP is down to 57 cents. And XRP's cousin is down to like 12 cents. I'm gonna buy some though. I'm gonna buy some tomorrow when my money hit my account. I'm gonna buy some. You never know. It's like the lottery. But at the same time, people are getting hammered, man. They're getting hammered to the point where they don't know what the hell to do. A vast number of Americans are living off credit cards. 1/3 of Americans are living off credit cards. 1/3. 1/3. That's outstanding. You know what that means? They can't cover their food expenses. They can't put gas in the tank of the car. They can't pay their mortgages. They can't cover car payments if they have a car. So they can't cover these expenses, so they got to go and charge it up on a credit card. And some of the credit cards are 22% interest. That's 22 cents on every dollar. $22 on every $100. $2,200 on every $1,000. That's highway robbery, but that's the American way, to rob you. And like I mentioned last week, the car dealers, they're not making money either, because they got to take out a loan to buy cars at the auction for a cheaper price and hope to make money, considering they paid a cheaper price, that they rob you, raising the price of what they got for cheap. But the banks, they know something is coming. They know that a collapse is looming in the air. So the banks are holding back on lending the dealerships money to purchase cars. So the old cars that they once had that they owe money on, this is the dealership, sorry. They're just sitting. They're just sitting for the most part. Then in about 3 more weeks, the same devil is going to have his hand out to start collecting school loans again. So things are jumping up, things are moving, and people are in denial. A lot of you're in some serious denial, and the Most High, he's doing this. The Most High is showing you that this system is about to collapse and that the devil rules this system. Americans are hiding their credit card debt, which is true, which is very true. Let me see if I can enlarge this. I don't know if you can see this, but it's very true, and you can't get around this. Can't get around this, but I love it, because the Most High gonna protect those he loves. The Most High, he gonna look out for those he loves. You better believe it. 1/3 of Americans with credit card debt say no one else knows how much they owe, according to a new report. The national credit card balance hovers around $1 trillion. And interest rates routinely top 20%. That's outrageous. But people are using these credit cards just to make ends meet, not just to have fun, but just to make ends meet. A typical American household now carries around $10,000 in credit card debt. 10 grand, 10 racks in credit card debt. These are white people. These are East Indians. These are whoever in this country. $10,000 in credit card debt. One recent Wallet Hub estimate. A rising share of cardholders carry a balance from 1 month to the next. That used to be me. In early 2000, that was me, man. I had all these credit cards, and I was living off the credit cards. I couldn't buy food. And many consumers, it seemed, would rather not share these facts. 2 in 5 Americans think credit card debt is embarrassing, according to a new consumer credit card report from Nerd Wallet. the personal finance site. Credit card debt carries a growing stigma, polls suggest. An earlier NerdWallet survey found that one-third of married Americans with credit card debt have never told a spouse what they owe. That's true. In a new report, 2/5 of respondents said it would be all right to have a credit card a partner doesn't know about. Shows you what? A breakdown in marriage, a breakdown in relationships. That's what I want to kind of dive into today. There's a breakdown, not just in the Black community, but in the white community as well. It's no longer how it used to be. And you can just get away with A, B, and C and fight a little bit and everything is all right. Everything in this country is falling apart, from marriages to financial stability to good health to stable children. Everything is falling apart because we are in the devil's world. You can deny it, but how long are you going to keep denying the word of the Most High? Again, like I say, or I have been saying for the last couple of weeks, my job in the spirit of the Most High, and most brothers' jobs in the spirit of the Most High, is to kill your faith in this system. Kill your belief in all your hopes in this system. In other words, bring you over to the Most High and turn you away from Esau, the so-called white man who runs this system mainly. Turn you away from the spirit of the devil that runs this system that the Bible prophesies about, and to bring you into the true spirit of the true and living God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and give you understanding on why you're in the condition that you're in, how you got in the condition that you're currently in, and what to do and how to grow in the Most High. In other words, you have to learn the Most High. You have to be retaught and reborn all over again in the Holy Spirit. And if you choose not to, you're part of the 2/3. You're part of the 2/3 that we're going to talk about this 2/3 Thursday. Yeah, you're a part of that. And when you read the Bible, 1/3 out of the whole will be delivered and saved. But 2/3, the second part, will not make it through the fire, will not escape the judgment of the Most High, and will be destroyed when you read the Bible. And the 2/3 versus the 1/3 consists of the whole body of the Lord's chosen, the nation of Israel. Not hard to figure out, not hard to see, unless you're fighting it and you have a problem with the Most High. That's when it becomes an issue. So in the meantime, what's going to be pushed is evil and things that are contrary to the spirit of the Most High. The Most High tells you right here in Corinthians, let me change this up a bit. He says that, therefore, seeing we have this ministry, meaning the brothers who are in the faith of the Most High, who the Most High blessed with the understanding of what the Bible is actually talking about. See, the Roman Catholic Church is not going to give you the truth. The Muslims are not going to give you the truth. The Nation of Islam, they're not going to give you the truth. The truth has always been in the Bible, and the Lord is raising up brothers and sisters to find a nationality and to connect their nationality to a lifestyle that the Most High blessed his people with. It says, therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. See, the mercy is in the Bible. A lot of you are looking for mercy with your credit cards, your debt, your car payments. You got to get the mercy of the Most High, which is the understanding and the spirit of the Most High. Second verse says, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully, but by manifestation, see this? But by manifestation of the truth, and commending ourselves to every man's conscience, meaning to every man's spirit. Like I said earlier, our job is to persuade you, to entice you to leave this current world and come into the world of the Most High. This is where you really belong. Not with the what the liars are teaching you, what the government is trying to push on you. The truth is right here in the Holy Bible. But again, it says, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully, but by manifestation, meaning by making known, in other words, this truth. By manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience, meaning a spirit, in the sight of the Most High. See, that's our job. Now, the third verse is very clear. It says, but if our gospel, meaning what the brothers and sisters teach in the spirit of the truth, in the spirit of Yahweh, it says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Fourth verse, in whom the God of this world, who's the God of this world? Satan. Satan is the God of this world. And he mainly uses the Europeans to do his bidding. I'm not saying that so-called black man or Hispanic man can't be caught up or seduced by the devil. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying simply that the main people that are used as vessels of the devil are the so-called Europeans. They're the main ones used as vessels of the devil. Remember what we discussed last week. It said that Esau, the so-called Europeans, would live by the sword. Remember that? We discussed that yesterday. I mean, it's not yesterday, last week. Not hard to figure out. So clearly, one people was set up on this earth to live and operate in the spirit of the devil. And that's being revealed today too. All people are not the same. All people don't move and operate the same. Some people have a warlike spirit. Some people have a spirit to steal, to rob, to manipulate, just for power. That bill doesn't fit everybody. There's one people who have been chosen by the Most High to be the warmonger people. And there's another group of people who are chosen by the Most High to suffer, but to rise in judgment day and rule the earth as reps of the Most High in righteousness. That's the Most High's chosen people, you so-called blacks and Hispanics, the chosen people of the Most High. Bottom line, can't get around that. But again, it says, in whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not. You can't force everybody to see the word of God. You can't force everyone to keep the commandments. You can't force everyone to acknowledge what's right or what's wrong. It's all up to the Most High. And the God of this world has blinded the minds of a lot of our brothers and sisters who can't see this truth. Everybody plays their role. Everybody has a job to do, and everybody plays their role. And some are going to reject the word of the Most High, and some are going to see the word of the Most High. Some are going to fight you against the word of the Most High. It's up to us as soldiers to endure in the Most High, to keep the commandments of the Most High, and to do what's right according to what's written in Scripture. Bottom line, it's up to us. Now, everyone is given a choice. You got a choice, but the trickery and the evil is strong, man. It's strong, it's strong, it's strong. And money is going to be one of the main tools that the devil's going to use to try to convince you that God doesn't exist and to chase money first, not God, to chase fame and comfort and money first and not the Most High. Yeah. That's going to be the main thing. But as time go on, the Most High is going to show you that the end is very near. And this is not hard to see. The Most High is making this very, very easy to see that the end is very near. Now, at one time, it was the children in the household was very stable. Check this out. I like this picture. The children in the household was very stable at one time. Remember this? Remember when it was fun and all the children ate popcorn and watched a movie and you had sleepovers and no drugs and gunshots were involved? That's when the family was stable. When you had a mother and father both in the home. Maybe a grandmother was in the home too. And there was harmony in the home. The children respected their parents. No cursing their mother out. No cursing their father out. Just love and respect and a nice, stable family. You didn't need all the money in the world. You didn't have to have two incomes at that time. And you could pretty much raise a family on 50, 60, sometimes even 40 or $30,000 alone. Things were very easy and stable. But what happened? As time went on and Babylon got more deceitful and wicked and moved the man or the husband out of the home, a strong breakdown followed right behind that. And now we struggle, man. Now we struggle to the point where children now rule over the parents, where parents are now afraid of their own children, or parents kill their children. The same beastly nature of the enemy is now in us. And no one sees it or no one talks about it. It's to the point where the wickedness of the enemy is now in our people, and now it's acceptable. Now, wicked behavior that God hates is celebrated. You have a month that you label with pride. You take pride for certain wicked actions. I'm not going to say what type of actions, but you have a pride month that you take great pride in, where you're breaking God's law. You're proud to break God's law. You're proud to break God's law, and you break them every day. The wicked of our people. This is why 2/3 have to go. 2/3 have to go. And, it's so bad. It's so bad that it was once used to target us, but it has spilled over into the devil's world now. It's spilled over into the devil's world now. So what are we going to do? We're going to sit back and we're going to watch, but we're going to teach our people at the same time. We're going to teach our people at the same time. You watch. Check it out. I found this interesting, this video. Check it out. And I hope this brother don't mind me using this video as well. But yeah, it was very interesting. It was good. Very informative.
Median black household has only about 1/8 of the wealth held by the median white household. Let me say that again. Today, the median black household has only about 1/8 of the wealth held by the median white household. You see, the median white household has amassed $188,000. The median black family has about $24,000 to show for their efforts at saving and investing.
You know, you could deny it, man, but money is a very important factor in getting by in this world. I'm not saying you have to be the wealthiest man on the planet. I'm not saying you got to have all the money in the world, but money keeps the family tight. The Most High and the spirit of the Most High and righteousness, that comes first. That's overall. But most relationships split up because of a lack of finances. Yeah. When you don't have money, man, you're mad, you're upset, you're desperate, you're bitter. You're not in your right mind, because without money, you can't live properly in Babylon, Babylon being America. Without money, the world seems a lot darker when that money is not in your home. This is why our enemies, they have the money. They have the money, and they're doing what they're doing with their children, and their daughters are trained to be wives. Their daughters are trained to be wives. Their young men are trained and raised to be husbands. And they have the space. You might have a daughter or a son, but your daughter has her room. Your son or sons, they have their rooms. They have a backyard to barbecue in. Their children can run around and play. They might even have a dog. Their wives have cars. The husband has his car. And there's harmony and flow and structure there. But it's the opposite when you're poor and you don't have money. It's not fair or proper to have 5 kids in a 2-bedroom and sometimes a 1-bedroom apartment. That's going to cause problems. That's going to cause stress. That's going to cause depression. That's going to cause a desperate mentality. It's not fair to be stacked up in apartments in the project and don't have a backyard, to come out in the hallway and smell the fresh aroma of piss in the hallway, to have deviant demons as neighbors, to hear loud reggaeton or rap music on all levels or floors surrounding you, to hear gunshots at night. That's very traumatic. We were never designed to live that way. We were never built to live that way. But because of the curses and because of our disobedience to the Most High, this is the lifestyle we live. And it has driven us crazy. And a lot of you, when I say to you, I'm talking about the unbelievers that I talk with on social media daily. They refuse to accept the fact that we are cursed. We are a cursed people. We are a cursed people. And one of the curses we suffer is a lack of money. When you don't have money, it's not cool. And when you don't have money, it's suffering and pain. When you as a man can't provide for your wife and kids, your wife does not respect you. The scripture says a woman that maintaineth her man is bitter and she's angry. That pertains to her being taking care of you. That pertains to you not doing your part as a man. A man is not a man if he's not productive. Like I'm gonna say it again. A man is not a man if he is not productive. The heathens, they train their children or their young men to be productive. It sucks not having money. I've been there. And as you get older and as you have children, if you can't provide, you're not a man. And the system is designed to keep you back, but not to the point where you can't get off your asses and find a way to generate and make money. It's not that type of party. The Bible says in Deuteronomy 28, verse 28, it says, the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness. See that? The Lord shall smite thee, meaning hit you with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And this is why you see so many people mentally unstable. You know, I was reading the other day, I was trying to post it up last week's video, that the psychiatric wards and the people who are mentally unstable they're so overwhelmed. The hospitals are so full that they're just throwing them on the streets. This is why you see, since after the lockdowns, rather, that you see so many unstable, crazy loons in the streets. This is why you see this. This is how bad it's getting. The country is falling apart right before your eyes. And us as a people, the Most High has hit us so bad that a lot of our people are part of those same people who are running up and down the street out of their minds. And this is from the Most High. It says, the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness. Most High said he's going to do this. It says, and astonishment of heart, and thou shalt grope, and thou shalt grope at noonday as a blind man gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper. See this? And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. You see that? Thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And you have not prospered. You have not prospered. You know, you have no money. You have no power. You cannot compete with the other nations because you are cursed as a people. And nothing is going to change this but the Most High. It's not going to go away. The Bible is real, and the prophecies that we read about every day is real. Now, deny it if you want, but the Most High gonna make his fist, his presence known as this country gets worse and worse and worse. Deny it if you want. This is why it's very important to lock in spirit with the Most High, because only he can protect you and make things better for you. Only he can do that. It says, again, the 29th verse says, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt only be oppressed, and thou shalt only be oppressed and spoiled. See that? And spoiled. And no man shall save thee, and no man shall save thee. Very clear. The Most High says, and no man shall save thee. But the key thing is, you're going to be oppressed. You're going to be oppressed, and nothing is going to turn that around. This is how we know the Bible is talking about us as the chosen people of the Most High. This is how we know the Bible is talking about us. But you got stubborn, rebellious, foolish, unrealistic brothers and sisters who think they're going to vote their way out of this. They're going to open up a shoe store. If you're a sister, you're going to do hair. And your people are going to just rise out of the ashes. Just rise out of the ashes, and everything is going to be all right. Meanwhile, the whole planet is on fire. You see what's happening in the Middle East? Fire. You see what happened in near Hawaii on a physical level? Fire. You see what's happening with the value of the dollar versus what these heathens are cooking up? Iran, China, Russia, and various other countries trying to destroy the petrodollar or the value of the American dollar. Fire. Fire. Then you see the beginning of World War III in preparation. All the nations being controlled and manipulated by the Most High. Fire. But for some reason, so-called black people think that they're going to solve this problem. That all they got to do is go back to school and everything's going to be all right. You sound crazy. You sound crazy. Multiple businesses are falling apart today. I saw a report from the Bank of America. They're predicting recession. They're predicting the downfall of this economy. The Bank of America. A lot of banks are struggling. They can't afford to get for mass withdrawals if it came down to that. They would fall. Then in certain states, they refuse to insure homeowners because of natural disasters. Refuse. But a lot of so-called Negroes, they don't care. They're busy playing Xbox, Snapchat, TikTok, especially the youth. You're not aware of these things happening behind the scenes. And the so-called white man, the so-called white man, he's not going to reveal these things, man. He's not going to reveal these things because he wants you to keep cool and he wants you to continue spending money. But what the Bank of America is saying is that people are holding on to their money now. They see that something is wrong. They see that the country is divided and people are holding on to their money. So what do? You get back into the Most High. What do? You keep the commandments of the Most High. What do? You acknowledge your true nationality and you mimic or structure your life after who they call Christ. And then you watch the Most High's prophecies come to pass. You watch the Most High's prophecies come to pass. Because what you're doing is not going to cut it if you're outside of the Bible. You are in some serious, serious denial. And the youth are getting worse and worse and worse. Worse and worse. And there's nothing you could do to stop it. That's the beauty of it all. There's nothing you can do to stop it. You're not going to stop it. You're not going to stop the Most High. You're not going to stop the prophecies. Then a lot of you want to smoke and escape reality through smoking. I found this article on smoking, and a lot, you got brothers in the faith that get mad if I tell them that you shouldn't smoke weed. They say that weed is okay to smoke. The Most High is okay with it's okay with the Most High if you smoke. Don't you find it odd that these devils all of a sudden legalize weed? Don't you find that odd? I think it's poison or something to make you sterile in the weed that they have out there now. Why would the devil legalize weed? Some say, well, if you legalize it, you can make a lot of money by taxing it, and you can get drug dealers off the streets. You dumb idiots. You actually believe this man? The same way you smoking this weed that comes from this man is the same way you take the jibby jib. The same way you believe that it's okay to smoke this nowadays weed, I'm gonna call it nowadays weed. The same way you believe that it's okay to smoke this nowadays weed is the same thing as poisoning your body with his medicines. You just this dumb. No one can be this dumb. But again, the so-called Negro, he's more into pleasure and feelings rather than using his brain. The 2/3. The 2/3. What happens when you get stoned every single day for 5 years? You know goddamn well what happens if you smoke some weed for 5 years straight. You know what's going to happen. You know that there's going to be problems behind that. Problems, plenty of problems. It says new research published today in the journal JAMA International Medicine confirms what many of us have suspected for some time. If you smoke a lot of weed, like Snoop Dogg and various rappers or just hood ninjas, if you smoke a lot of weed, like a lot of it, it can potentially do permanent damage to your short-term memory. When I used to smoke weed, I would run upstairs for something that I forgot. And I would get to the top of the stairs, and I couldn't remember what I ran upstairs for. And I would go back downstairs, and then I would remember what I initially went upstairs for, run upstairs again, and I would forget again. Again, you got a lot of brothers who get offended when you critique them or rebuke them for smoking weed. They justify it and say there's no laws against it. Show me a direct law against it, and they get upset. And if the article we're reading here, because it's by Christopher, whatever his name is, Ingraham, because it's by the white man, they're going to say, well, that's the white man's thesis, and that's his understanding, and you can't go by that. You're a damn fool. You're a damn fool. Even if the weed in the past was good, you can't tell me that these demons are not going to taint this weed with something to hurt you or harm you or to make you sterile. The weed that these young brothers smoke today don't even smell the same. It don't even smell. There's no way out except, hey, Shalom, you're right. But these brothers and sisters, they're in some serious denial. There's no way out except through the Lord. Esau is setting things up for one big final kill. Yeah, he is. That, in my opinion, that's what the lockdowns was for. To test the resistance of not just our people, but the general masses of the people, period. I don't know what's coming up next. I think the power grid's going to go out. Some believe a food shortage is next. That's what some predicting, if you go on social media. But you better believe the devil is definitely cooking up something. Something big is coming down the pipe. This is why they might have legalized the weed, to chill you out or to make you dopey. I was watching, can't really discuss it because they're going to flag my channel. Joe Rogan today. Good interview with, who is he interviewing? I've watched a couple of his videos, but, what came up was, it's a good video? Him with JFK. The son of JFK, or the nephew of JFK. That's a pretty good interview. Check that out. But they was talking about the jibby jib, if you know what I mean, and they was saying that the death rate wasn't what Esau laid out. I'm trying to be very careful what I say, man. But they were saying some heavy stuff in regards to the jibby jib. And you better believe that a lot of people are deceived, and they're going to use anything necessary or what you like. Like, for example, if you like knee-high soda, they're going to put whatever they can in knee-high soda to make you sterile, make you crazy, make you paranoid. I believe that there's stuff in the nowadays weed to have negative effects on you. That's what I believe. I believe what you're smoking now is nowhere near compared to what you were smoking, what I was smoking in the 80s and in the early 90s. It don't smell the same. And when you look at the youth, you can see insanity in the way they move. They're like grown children. So what they're smoking today has a far different effect on them compared to how it affected us as children. Far different. Again, it says new research published today in the journal JAMA International Medicine confirms that what many of us have suspected for some time. If you smoke a lot of weed, it can potentially do permanent damage to your short-term memory. Professor Reto Aurora, I think that's how you pronounce his name, out of the University of Louisiana, led a team of researchers. It's hard, very difficult to read this, forgive me. Researchers who examined data on the marijuana habit of nearly 3,400 Americans over a 25-year period. At the end of the study period, the subjects took a battery of tests designed to assess cognitive abilities, memory focus ability to make quick decisions, etc. The study found that people who smoke marijuana on daily basis, for a long period of time, 5 years or more, had poorer verbal memory, in middle age than people who didn't smoke or who smoke less. This association remained even after researchers controlled for a variety of other factors known to affect cognitive performance, including age, education, use of other substance depressants. I mean, you gotta see, you're smoking this crap to escape reality. You're smoking this to escape reality, and it will catch up to you. I mentioned Snoop Dogg earlier too, brother. You know, one of Snoop Dogg's son said he doesn't smoke weed because he said his body is his temple when he played college football. Redman said his son smoked weed. He's like kicked him out of the house. Mess around if you want, but there's things happening in this country, and it's for an agenda. And before this country falls, they're going to do everything they can to get the children of God in the spirit of Satan or get them off this planet. You better believe it. You have too many children at too high a rate, and this is a threat. This is a threat to the powers that be and their children. Because if you continue to have children at the rate you're having them, it's going to be a brown country. It's going to be a brown world all over again. And this they cannot have. So the weed you're smoking and what you're dealing with, it has to be dealt with. It has to be dealt with, bottom line. And the unbelievers and the haters, they're going to continue to unbelieve and they're going to continue to hate. I had a teacher in high school who said marijuana destroyed his chromosomes. Yeah. They know what's up, man. They know what's up. But even, I can have just a little bit of respect if you are operating off of the old weed or the 1960 weed, but I'm telling you, you can see the behavior and you can smell that that's not what you that's not clean weed or whatever. It's not good what you're smoking, you know, not good at all. Check this out. Another story on smoking. Another story. Check this out. Says this is in the Daily Mail. Says teenage vapors suffer harsh respiratory problems after just 30 days of using e-cigarettes. Government-backed study suggests. See, you say it's Esau, his studies, and we shouldn't listen to it. So we shouldn't listen to this because you like weed. We shouldn't listen to the weed information that comes from Esau, the white man. But the vape stories, we should listen to that. Huh? Vape users had 81% of higher risk of wheezing compared to non-users. They were also 78% more likely to be short of breath, researchers found. Look at that. Out of your minds. Many teens suffer harsh respiratory symptoms, like bronchitis and shortness of breath. Just after months of vape, scientists from Ohio State University and Southern California, California Keck School of Medicine, looked at 4 years of data from online surveys to examine the health impact of e-cigarettes on young adults. What the hell are young adults even doing? Oh man, I'm not even gonna go there. It says past 30-day vape users had 81% higher risk of wheezing. 81%. That's like damn near all of them. 8 out of 10. Past 30-day vape users had an 81% higher risk of wheezing, a 78% higher risk of feeling short of breath, and were 50% more likely to have bronchitis symptoms compared to teens who had never used an e-cigarette. Ain't that something? Millions of children are hooked on e-cigarettes across the U.S. Roughly 2.5 million middle and high school students were addicted, just like the weed, were addicted of the late 2022, marking a jump up from 500,000 or 24% from 2021. It is the first increase since 2019. I thought they left the vaping crap alone, but I guess not. I guess not. My point, my point overall is what I'm saying is, man, is that they're attacking the families, man, to the point where there is no family anymore. There is no family. It's uncontrolled. There's a divide between men and women. And it's so divided that it's a natural thing for a woman to raise children on her own. And because the women are raising children on their own, the children are mentally, spiritually unstable to function in society normally. They're not providers, the young men, and the young girls are whores now. They're whores. And the men are behaving savage and emotional. So bottom line is what I'm saying is that only the Most High can cure this. If you walk tomorrow, when you leave your homes and when you are on your commute or on your way to work, you look at these brothers and sisters and you tell me that these idiots talking about we got to bring money in the black community, we got to open up businesses in the black community. You tell me, do you honestly believe that's going to solve the problem? Because you got idiots that really believe that that's going to solve the problem. Only the Most High and spirituality is going to solve that problem. And it's going to be more than street preaching. It's going to be miracles. It's going to be death and destruction to wake up a lot of these young brothers and sisters. A lot of them you're going to have a lot of death in the hood, in this world, before anybody wakes up. You're going to have that. That's what it's going to come down to. Bottom line. And nothing is going to change my mind on that. So that's going to be more than street preaching and YouTube videos to wake these brothers and sisters up. It's going to be more than that. They're not going to adhere to the word of the Most High, unless it's the Most High's will. Unless it's the Most High's will. But right now, there's too many tools out there to destroy the family structure, and the devil, he's working very hard and doing a very good job. He's doing a very good job at what he's doing. Check this out. Check this out, because I got. I want you to check this out. Yeah, I found this interesting too. Check this out. Yeah, I got it.
Last week, I delved here into recent data from the CDC suggesting major problems with regard to the mental health of our adolescents, surges in depression. And
mental health to our adolescents. So we got weed. I just put that on the table. You got vaping. I put that on the table. Then you got deviant behavior. I've been kind of elaborating on that. And now look what he's talking about. Check it out again.
Last week, I delved here into recent data from the CDC suggesting major problems with regard to the mental health of our adolescents, surges in depression and suicidal ideation, especially true for our girls. This week, I found cause to worry about young men. This headline from The Hill, it caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not. The story reported that as of 2022, Pew Research Center found 30% of U.S. adults are neither married, living with a partner, nor engaged in a committed relationship.
I believe that. I've read and saw quite a few videos that a lot of young men are single. They have no interest in girls or young women because they said it's too stressful, or they're just not interested in it. They said the girls are mean. Then the girls, they don't trust the boys and they doing their thing. So there's a big divide between men and women. I'm not going to bash the women, but there's a big divide to the point where this is unnatural. This is unnatural. And because it's so unnatural, and it's purposely done, that's what I believe. Now they put the other alternative in, and this is what it's come down to. This is now normal, and how the Most High created man to be with women and women to be with men, that's now unnormal, or the system purposely jams it up to the point where there is no family. And to escape reality and to make the blows and the pain less, you smoking weed, bad weed that comes from the government. You're eating bad food that's tainted to make you overweight and obese. Your dollar menu, your local KFC dollar menu, your local Burger King and McDonald's dollar menus. So you're overweight, weeded up with chemicals. You're drinking alcohol in excessive in amounts that you know is tearing your damn body apart. And you become sexually and emotionally abnormal compared to what the Bible's saying. I'm not saying it, compared to what the Bible is saying. So this becomes the norm now. Get it? I think you get it. Check it out.
Yeah. Nearly half of all young adults are single. Now, look at these numbers. 34% of women, twice as many, a whopping 63% of men. What explains that?
You know what they say?
I pulled the Pew study and I read with...
You know what they're saying? They're saying that the women are sleeping with the same Tyrone, Ray, and Pookie's. That's what they're saying. That's the first, they get the first dibs on a lot of these women. That's what they're saying. I don't know how true that is, but that's what they're saying. Let's go.
With interest. Turns out since 2019, the share of single men who say they're looking for dates or a relationship has declined from 61% to 50%.
Look at that. And every day it gets worse and worse. It gets worse and worse. No one gives a damn anymore. They call it a hookup culture. Whereas you hook up with a woman There's no dating. There's no courting. There's no meeting the parents. None of that exists. You hook up, and you don't give phone numbers out anymore. You give Instagram sites or pages. you ask a sister for a phone number. She said, "No, I think my Instagram. Can I have yours?" That's how you hook up now. And she checks out your page to determine if you're cool or not. That's what it is today. That's what it is. This is what we are now. Hookup culture and everything is done through social media. That's what it is. This is the world you live in now. And it just gets worse. And the black family, as well as the Hispanic, and even the so-called white family are now, eroding and being destroyed now. Can't deny it. Check it out.
In 2018, 28% of men ages 18 to 30 reported they'd had no sex in the past year, compared with 18% of women of that.
I've seen a couple of brothers on social media on Facebook. They told me they haven't had sex in years because they rather serve the Most High. And I can respect that. Now, we were in the world and we were carnal and fleshly. A lot of brothers would make fun of those type of brothers or sisters. But us who are spiritual, we understand. We understand. And we know the reality of what this world is really made out of. So we can't knock a brother or sister like that if they find the Most High and they want to grow in the spirit of the Most High. It takes a lot of work to really change who you are spiritually to connect with the Most High. We all want to connect and see what the Most High wants us to see. And that's very difficult if you're sexually active with multiple partners and breaking the Most High's commandments at the same time, and eating bad food and smoking weed and doing things you shouldn't be doing. How can you possibly connect with the Most High? Sure, you can break down the slave ships in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Sure, you can break down slavery and what's going to happen to the enemy in Revelations 13, 9, and 10. Sure, you can break down when the new moon is going to come in, but to actually get the meat and potatoes of the Most High, to actually really connect with the Most High and see what the Son of the Most High saw, and to see what Paul saw, and to see what Peter saw, and to excel on a whole different level beyond those things that I just named, because those things anybody can really get for the most part. But to be on a higher tier and to really connect with the Most High, you have to shave off a lot of things that most people are caught up and trapped up into. One thing is sex with multiple partners. One thing is fornication. You can't see the Most High as a fornicator. Doesn't the Most High say no fornicator will enter into the kingdom of heaven? Don't the Most High speak on that capacity? So I can respect a brother or sister who is celibate, and not because, they can't get anyone, but they are celibate out of choice because they want to connect with the Most High. They're doing a Corinthians 7 thing. I can respect that. Check it out. Let's go back a little bit.
Interest. Turns out since 2019, the share of single men who say they're looking for dates or a relationship has declined from 61% to 50%. In 2018, 28% of men ages 18 to 30 reported they'd had no sex in the past year, compared with 18% of women of that age. The Hill report said men in their 20s are more likely than women in their 20s to be romantically uninvolved, sexually dormant, friendless, and lonely. They stand at the vanguard of an epidemic of declining marriage.
This is unnatural, man. This is an unnatural lifestyle, man. And we're in the devil's world, and bottom line, we have to accept that and make changes and adjust. And a lot of you who are spiritual, within the last 3 years alone, There have been drastic changes all around you in this country, to the point where it affects you, to the point where you become depressed, to the point where you asking and questioning what the hell is going on, even though you're in the truth. And in your heart and in your spirit, you know it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better. And you're going to face a lot of crossroads and tests and ups and downs and knocks in your head spiritually from the devil. But us as warriors and servants of the Most High, we move on. We do what we need to do. We do what we need. We do what we need to do. And what I'm hearing, this is quite sad. This is quite sad. And because, you know, I'm not going to go through the whole video, but when you watch the video, a lot of the young men and women have become loony and crazy. I've seen brothers and sisters in the faith who once were strong in the faith are no longer strong in the faith. And they think they're in the faith. And they become very angry and bitter or silly. And they function as though they're in the faith, but they're not in the faith. They've been, you know a person, whether they're still in the faith by their actions. And when you see a person's actions swing hard left, you know they have left the Most High. They talk a good one, but they have left the Most High.
Sexuality and relationships that afflicts all of young America. Among the causes, among the factors, a reliance on social media and online porn.
A reliance on social media and porn. You know, a lot of brothers are caught up in porn, right? Yeah, a lot of brothers on the low caught up in porn. And porn is very addictive. Porn will make you a beast, and you won't even know it. Porn is an excellent tool that the devil uses to keep you short-sighted from the Most High. You'll see the Most High, but you won't see the Most High at the capacity that you need to see him in or you desire to see him in because you're hooked on porn. And if you're on social media, every once in a while, you'll get a little a message or a pop-up on porn. And it'll be something, to lure you in. So it'll be something like Michelle Obama in her first porn star movie. And you say, Michelle Obama, I gotta see that. Michelle Obama was a porn star, and you hit that, and it'd be Laquita from the hood. It won't even be Michelle Obama. It'll be Laquita Obama. And before you know it, you're watching mad porn for hours, for days, weeks, months. It's a tool of the devil.
They stand at the vanguard of an epidemic of declining marriage, sexuality, and relationships that afflicts all of young America. Among the causes, among the factors, a reliance on social media and online porn. But also, more young women are hooking up with each other or dating and marrying slightly.
I don't know if he mean that sexually. I don't know if he said women are hooking up with each other, but you better believe that a lot of straight women are turning the opposite way. And society has convinced people that that's norm and to come out and to celebrate it. They're making it very easy and acceptable to follow that lifestyle and to just come out, even though the Most High is totally against it. Totally against it. The world is very powerful, and the temptations that are in the world are very overwhelming and powerful. And you have to be strong in the Most High to fight the wiles of the devil in these last days, man. Yeah. You have to be very strong in the Most High. Very strong.
The older men and heterosexual women are getting more choosy. Other troubling statistics about men come from a 2021 study from the Survey Center for American Life. They found the share of men who have 6 or more close friends, which in 1990 was 55%, by 2021 had shrunk by half. Meanwhile, those with literally 0 close friends, which stood at 3% in 1990, has zoomed to 15%.
These are people in the world. You know the saying, it's a lonely world. These are people in the world. So, they're going bat SH crazy if they're trying to cope in this country or this world under these circumstances. Us in the faith is lonely sometimes. So imagine if you're not in the faith and you got porn and cheap weed and cheap alcohol and loose women and loose and sexually deviant men coming at you daily, and you're not in the Bible. This is why you see so many people crazy in the streets. This is why people want to fight right off. They get in their emotions and their feelings and they want to fight. Because there's no structure in the home. There's single mothers in the home raising young men to be emotional because the women are crazy and emotional and going through what we're seeing in these videos, in this video right here. There's no husband in the home. Furthermore, if there is a husband or a wife in the home, they have not been brought up or trained to be husbands and wives. There was nobody to show these young women how to be a wife and how to respect a husband. There was no one to show and train these men how to be providers and to be proper husbands in the home. So what you're going to have bat SH, crazy brothers and sisters roaming the streets, getting people pregnant, and repeating the same cycle year after year, generation after generation, over and over again with no money. If they do have children, they don't own any real estate, not any real estate. So they don't have, like I mentioned earlier, a room for the daughters, a room for the sons, a backyard to play in, 2 cars, one for the wife, one for the husband. They don't have this type of structure. They don't have that, and that becomes a problem. That creates demons and negative thoughts. And these are issues. Back in the days, it was like this. We had parties and everybody was happy. They watched TV shows, they ate popcorn. The kids played in the living room or put the comforters down. The husband and wife, they went in the kitchen or they was in their bedroom. You could invite other children or neighbors, the neighbors' children, to your home and not worry about them being molested. It was a whole different day, a whole different lifestyle. Now your children are molested, touched by your uncle. She grows up crazy. She's now a freak. Or the boy is touched. Now he's Twan, the sugar boo-boo, if you know what I mean. He got sugar in his steps, if you know what I mean. The whole world is turned upside down. Upside down.
An expert quoted by The Hill said this disconnect can have catastrophic consequences for young men.
You hear that? You hear that? We are naturally social beings, but under the right steps and procedures, the way the Most High created us to be. It's natural for a man to be with a woman and a woman to be with a man and to be social with other men and women as friends and neighbors. But we don't have that today. We have what's called the rat race. We live in the rat race. Nobody's talking about this, though. Everybody's just talking about fast money, getting high, getting sex, getting ASS, crappy music, crappy TV shows, children out of their minds, mothers out of their minds, fathers absent and out of their minds. So what happened? The whole family is destroyed. Wasn't always like this. At one time, we lived good, man. At one time, we were a family unit that the Most High respected and that the heathens even respected. The heathens even at one time respected. Now, whole different story. Whole different story now. Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. I'll start at what you call it. 37th verse. It says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations. And we are an astonishment and a proverb and a byword, meaning we no longer Yasharala or Prince of Power or the Lord's glory or the children of the living God. We have become a joke to the world, a proverb, and a byword, another word other than Yasharala or Israel. And this is among all nations where the Lord shall lead thee. And that's where we're at now. We've been scattered all over the planet. And now we're a joke now. We're a joke because why? We chose to follow the ways of the heathen. We eat the foods of the heathens. We do everything we shouldn't do. And that vexes the Most High. Most High gave us rules and regulations, meaning laws to follow, not to eat shrimp and lobsters, not to eat pork. But what do? We follow the heathens. We follow the heathens. The Most High, at one time, he put the spirit on us to have good choices. To have good choices. Now we take the long and hard route. We can take the easy route, which is to keep the commandments of the Most High. We can follow the easy route, which is to love the Most High with all our heart and to love our brothers and sisters. But we chose to follow the heathens and do it the hard way. Yeah. We chose to follow the hard ways. Now we suffer now. Now we suffer. So I'm not going to be long, man. You know, money is a factor, but the key thing is the Most High's righteousness, and that's what we got to live by. The Most High's righteousness. Bottom line. Check it out.
Quote, in the worst case scenario, the young American man's social disconnect can have tragic consequences. Young men commit suicide at 4 times the rate of young women.
I wonder why. I wonder why. How many of you ever known someone that commits suicide? 4 times the rate of women, men commit suicide. You know how depressed you got to be to take your life, man? To kill yourself? Maybe jump in front of a train or jump out of a window or hang yourself. You know how depressed you got to be to do something like that? Or how out of spirit or how out of touch with the Most High you got to be to actually delete yourself? Yet people do it all the time. All the time. Some people do it because they depressed. Some people do it because a woman or a man left them. Some people do it because a certain loved one died and they can't cope in the world without that certain loved one. You may have lost all your money. You got to be a real psychopath or a depressed person to kill yourself. But you heard what he said. People do it all the time. All the time.
.3% in 1990 has zoomed to 15%. An expert quoted by The Hill said this disconnect can have catastrophic consequences for young men. Quote, in the worst case scenario, the young American man's social disconnect can have tragic consequences. Young men commit suicide at 4 times the rate of young women. Younger women are largely responsible for rising rates of mass shootings, a trend that some researchers link to their growing social isolation.
They talking about this transgender dude, whatever he was, that shot up a school some time ago. And they're linking it. I'm not saying it, this is what I read. They're linking it with when you do things to your body that the Most High never created you to be. In other words, you're changing things that the Most High created you to be. You're trying to say the Most High made a mistake considering the gender the Most High blessed you with. You're trying to undo what the Most High created you to be because you believe it's a mistake and you're above the Most High. You believe you're above the Most High. And when you do those things, what happens is the Most High, he makes you crazy. He makes you bat SH crazy. And a lot of these young men and women who have done these things to their bodies, thinking they were one thing when the Most High created them to be something else, are now suffering mental disorders because of that. Yet Esau has told everyone there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly normal if you want to make this change. It's perfectly normal for you to want to make this change. But is it? Because from what I can see, the Most High, he's giving different signs that he's against a lot of what the world is considering normal, that it's okay, that there's nothing wrong with it. Most High is showing that a lot of things that are pushing this world that are contrary to the laws of the Most High, there are consequences behind those things. There are judgments behind those things. That's what I see. The Most High is showing that every day. And I see mainly Esau, so-called Europeans, they are the main ones rebelling against what the Most High has ordained to be righteous, to be of his will. Yeah. Sick. Sick, sick, sick. But the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking every day. Every day. And it won't be long. It won't be long. Those of us who are spiritual, we see that things are definitely moving into the direction of prophecy and judgment. Those of us who are wise and who are spiritual, we see those things. And nothing is going to move us away from the Most High. Nothing. Those of us who are spiritual, we realize there is a curse on us. And that you can make certain decisions, but it has to be the right decision. It better be the right decision. You can't make the wrong decision like you did in the early 2000s. You can't make the wrong decision like you did in the 90s, because now you suffer more if you make the wrong decision. Now there are stiff, heavy spiritual penalties to pay if you make the wrong decision. Yeah. Very important to be in the Bible now. Very important to try to read and study and change your ways according to the Bible today. I know it's hard. It's hard for me. I got to do, I'm working 11-hour days now. I have to read 10 verses, move on, come back, 10 verses, move on, a chapter, move on. Very difficult to read and study today. And not just because of the lack of time, but also because the devil's on my neck. And I'm sure the devil's on a lot of your necks. I know I'm not the only one. No way I'm the only one. But the devil will try to convince you that you're the only one that's weak. You're the only one that can't do it. That's a lie. That's a lie. We all going through it, man. But you brothers and sisters, you're the ones who are hanging on and doing what's right. You're the ones who haven't let go the Bible and turned to smoking weed, turned to chasing money, have let go the Bible and chose to chase ass, you brothers. You women have chose to chase sexual pleasures and shaking your behind and tattooing your breasts. Yeah. You've made the right decisions and you've held on and you continue to hold on. And that's a good thing. I was reading something earlier today. I'm going to see if I can find it. You know, you chose to hang in there and do what's right according to the Most High. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But You got weak brothers, and you see them, that once were in the faith. You got weak sisters who are once in the faith. They have given up and chose to go back out in the world, and we know there's not a goddamn thing in the world. Nothing in the world. Nothing in the world but lies. This is what I want to read before I close out. I found this kind of heavy. But, we're warriors for the Most High. We're going to fight and do what's necessary in the Most High. And the people closest to you, whether it's family members, people who fellowship with you, the devil's going to come out in them to try to sway you away from the Most High. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. In Matthew 16, in the 20th verse, I think it is. It's 21st verse. It says, from that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go through Jerusalem and suffer many things. So the Lord, he knew what was going to happen to him. He knew he was going to be put to death by the leadership of Israel and through the hand of the Romans. Remember, we went through Martin Luther King knowing he was going to die, and Patrice Lumumba possibly knowing he was going to die, and Malcolm X knowing that he was going to die. A lot of these brothers knew they was going to die. They were doing the right thing and fighting against an enemy, in most cases, the white man. And they knew they were going to die. Same thing with Yahushua, who they call Christ in ignorance. He knew it was prophesied from the Father that he would die. And he was revealing this message to the disciples that he would have to suffer and he would have to die. And you would think that the disciples would understand this, but they didn't, because they were growing in the spirit and a lot of emotion was in them, just like us today. We go through things and we get emotional and we go off track from the Most High. We get emotional from other brothers and sisters who have the devil in them that throw us off track. We go through situations where we might lose a job or lose money or lose something valuable to us. The devil will use that to make us go off track. So we tend to lose it as well. It's a natural thing, but it's not. It's on another level. It's unnatural, because we're supposed to be more spiritual and have understanding that we're going to suffer loss and things are going to come in our paths to take us away from the Most High, or take us out of the spirit of the Most High, rather. But it says, from that time forth began Jesus, who we call Yahushua, to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things. See, and suffer many things. We have to suffer many things, and we're like miniature Jesus, Yahushua, or Jesus. We like miniature ones, and what he went through, we got to go through as well, and suffer many things of the elders and of the chief priests and the scribes, who were the enemy of the new fruit in the spirit of the Most High through Yahushua. And be killed. See this? And be killed. Suffer many things of the elders and the chief priests and the scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day. See? So he knew. And he's breaking it down to Peter and the other brothers. But check it out. 22nd verse. Then Peter got in his emotions and feelings. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him. He's rebuking the Lord. When it says took him, I guess he grabbed on him and began to scream on the Savior. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be. But he, this is the Lord now, but he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan, for thou art an offense unto me. So was he calling Peter the devil? Or was he calling the demon that was trying to get in the way of the program of the Most High? Was he talking to the devil who was trying to disrupt and knock Yahushua off the path that he was ordained to be on, which was to be taken and killed by the Pharisee scribes in leadership at that time? The point I'm making is that you're going to have people that's going to say all types of negative things about you. You're going to have people that's going to attack you and be in the spirit of Satan. But their job is to distract you and to pull you off course. It's not the actual person, it's the demon that's in the person that's trying to knock you off the path. It might be your mother, it might be your father, it might be a wife, it might be a husband, it might be a fellow worshiper. The devil is going to use them because they have gotten weak, possibly, because they no longer see this as a truth, possibly. They might be smoking that new kush weed, possibly. They might be caught up into porn, possibly. They might be into prostitution or buying prostitutes, possibly. All these things are gateways and doors to the devil. I'm not saying Peter did these things. I'm saying that the devil jumped in Peter because Peter was close to the Lord and tried to shake the Lord down or knock him off his path. That's all I'm saying. But the 23rd verse again says, but he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan, thou art an offense unto me, for thou servest not the things that be of the Most High, but those things that be of men. So Peter didn't see the spiritual picture, but Peter didn't see the plans of the Most High. So the Lord wasn't talking directly to Peter. He was talking to the demon that possessed Peter and made Peter overly emotional. 24th verse says, then Jesus said unto the disciples, if any man will come after me, let him or her deny himself or herself, and take up his cross and follow me. So that cross is the pain and suffering and the laborious work, the hardship that comes with the laborious work of serving the Most High. Watch your steps. Watch who's closest to you. Watch what you love the most. Watch what you cherish the most, because anything can be used as a tool to take you off the path. Anything can be used as a tool to have you stop following the Most High, to come out of spirituality and to participate and do things that are outside of the spirit. You're very important to the Most High. You're a very important tool to the Most High, whether you're a man or a woman. And you're very helpful and supportive to a lot of brothers and sisters, even though you don't know it. Even though you don't know it. You're very helpful and supportive to a lot of brothers and sisters. And if you go, then it's possible, Most High's will, that a lot of brothers and sisters will go as well. But be very careful of the brothers and sisters who are closest to you, because a lot of them, Satan dwells in them. And he will use them to slow you down or misdirect you because of the weaknesses and the emotions that lie in them. But that's it for me. I got to get out of here. I got to get ready for the plantation tomorrow. I'm going to see you brothers and sisters Saturday morning at 10. Please do me a favor. If you're watching this, please hit that like button, trying to get the algorithms up. Or if you don't like the video, hit the thumbs down. Either way, it works best for me. You know, feel free to comment, share, dislike, like. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Be a pillar to the brothers and sisters who are less fortunate in the Holy Spirit. Shalom, Ak. Be a pillar and a support to the brothers and sisters who have fallen weak and have the devil in them. And have mercy to the brothers and sisters who are weak as well. Have mercy, mercy, mercy. We all need mercy. We all make mistakes. You brothers and sisters, you stay strong. Watch the news. Next week is the debates. It's the other people outside of Trump. It's going to be a snooze fest, they're saying. But still, watch it anyway. Watch it anyway. You know, it's good to be well informed. I'm going to watch it, replay. Why, Doc? Do that, man. You know, let's see what's happening in this country. I hope Trump wins so that I could piss off a lot of people and cause ruckus. And I like when they fight against each other. I'm tired of seeing us fight against each other. I like when they fight against each other. The country is divided, which is a beautiful thing for me. I don't know about you, brothers. It's cool if it's not, but the country's divided. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. When the country's divided and all Esau's technology fails, I love it, man. I don't know about you, brothers, but it works for me, man. It works for me. You brothers, you stay strong, man, and don't let nothing get in your path, man. You do what you're doing. You're doing a good job. Don't let the haters get you down. The best revenge is to live good. That's the best revenge you could do against the haters. Live good and serve the Most High in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And I'll see you brothers again. What is that? I said Saturday. Yeah, Saturday at 10 o'clock. And again, hit those like buttons for me. Do me that solid. All right. Shalom. I'm out.